we're going to be making a sesame seared tuna salad. We'll be using some beautiful bluefin tuna from Turkey. We have some other ingredients that I've already set out, but I'm going to show you how I make them. Just so we have some ready ingredients for the salad. We've got a little bit of wonton wrapper. We'll talk about those. A little bit of curled carrots. I'm going to show you how to do that. We've got some of these beautiful roasted red peppers. Love these. The flavor is just phenomenal on this. And then we're going to make a vinaigrette, and that's what we're going to start with today. So to make the vinaigrette, we are using a little bit of fresh garlic, a little bit of Dijon mustard, just a touch of oregano, so maybe about a teaspoon or so there, a little bit of salt, a little pepper, and some red wine vinegar. To that, we will add a bit of fresh squeezed lemon juice. The last ingredient that we're going to add to this vinaigrette is one of my favorite ingredients, and that is Turkish olive oil. We'll mix this just until it is combined, and then we're going to set it aside and begin with the next ingredient for our recipe. We're going to begin with making one of the garnishes for the salad, and that's some wonton, some crispy wonton. It'll add a nice little crunch to the salad. To get that started, we need to heat up some oil. We'll get this oil to about 350 degrees. We're going to drop in some wonton wrappers and crisp them up. So while that is just heating up, we're going to work on some curled carrots. So in order to get a little added texture and lift into the salad, we make these nice little curled carrots. And to do that, I use a special tool. It's a carrot curler, and it has two blades on it. There's a flat blade, and then there's a blade that will cut into our small strips. So once I've peeled my carrot, I attach it to this machine and then just spin the dial. You can make as many of these as you want. It's just a nice addition to the salad. So it looks like the oil is just about ready. So as I said, I'll be using a wonton wrapper. So these are typically used to make dumplings in Asian cuisines. And we can find these anywhere in the grocery store in the refrigerated section. So I'm just going to pull a few of these out. I just gathered a small stack, and from here I will just chop them or slice them into little strips. I usually put one in the oil just to test, just to see where we're at. If you don't have a thermometer and you're not actually taking the full temperature, they do fry up very quickly. So you can see once that oil starts to bubble around the wonton wrapper, you know that you're just about ready. Using wonton wrappers is a nice change instead of using croutons. So you still have that added crunch to the salad, but it's very light in texture, but still has all of that wonderful crunch. All right, the oil is ready now, so we're going to add in the rest of these little strips. It's almost like dropping in a noodle. We'll give them about 20 more seconds. Now we'll put them on some paper towels in order to absorb any excess oil. And once that's done, we can set them aside. So now we're going to prepare the tuna. This is the star of the show. You have, again, this beautiful bluefin tuna from Turkey. So to make the sesame seared tuna, we need some sesame seeds and our tuna. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this into some logs, about 1 inch thick. We're going to roll this into some sesame seeds. We want a nice coating on all sides. All right, it's time to prepare our pan. I'm going to get a moderate heat going just as we add a little bit of Turkish olive oil. Once the oil is hot enough, we're going to place in each one of these sesame tuna strips and sear them just briefly on each side. I'm going to leave a little extra room in the pan because I need to turn these over, and we don't want to overcrowd the pan in order to make sure that we get a nice sear on each side. You can see we're beginning to get a little bit of golden color on the sesame seeds. And then I'm going to set those aside and let them cool. Finish cooking the other two. All right, it's now time that we can begin to get our salad ready for plating. So we have some mixed greens, and I've chosen mixed greens because you have a lot of texture and a lot of color in here. That marinade that we made earlier, we're going to drizzle just a little bit on there. Because the mixed greens are relatively delicate, I don't want to add too much oil on there as it will really weigh it down. But we do want to provide a nice little layer of seasoning. I'm just going to give that a little toss. As we begin to build the plate, we'll start with the mixed greens. To that, I'm going to add a few of the roasted red bell peppers. So we have some added color onto the plate. And then some of the fun little carrot curls that we made earlier. I'm going to set that aside for just a moment while we slice our tuna. See that beautiful color on the tuna right there. We've got that nice golden bit of the sesame seeds and then that beautiful bluefin tuna. It's just absolutely gorgeous. As part of the presentation, I'm going to put our seared tuna onto some skewers. And just to top this off, I'm going to add a few of those crispy wonton. And here we have a sesame seared tuna salad.